Hello, this is Step Up and Stand Out, Episode 2, Belonging, where bravery meets vulnerability. Hello there, I'm Tracy Duggan, the Flourish Coach, Mentor and Mediator. And this is Step Up and Stand Out, your monthly moment to pause, reflect, and build the confidence to lead with authenticity and with impact. And if this podcast resonates with you today, I'd love you to follow it, like this episode, ring the bell so you don't miss future conversations. And finally, please leave a review because it really does help others to find us. Each episode is designed to land alongside my Time to Flourish newsletter, giving you a moment of insight, reflection, and encouragement every single month. And today, I want to talk about something that's really close to my own heart, and it's at the heart of everything I do, and that's belonging. And it's my theme for the month. So you'll find it on socials, you'll find it in my newsletters. Belonging is the soil that we grow from. Belonging is one of those things that you don't question when it's there. You just feel it. And when it's missing, you feel that too. Instantly. You feel it in your body, you feel it in your breath, and in the way you start editing yourself. Belonging isn't about fitting in, it's not about feeling truly welcome. Maya Angelou said it best when she said, people will forget what you said and they'll forget what you did, but they never forget how you made them feel. I just want you to sit with that for a moment. Because belonging lives exactly there, in whether we feel safe enough to be ourselves. And that's why belonging sits at the heart of my foundation of the Flourish Framework. Because nothing truly flourishes without the right conditions. Think of it like the foundations of a garden or foundations of your house. With poor foundations and poor soil conditions, nothing's going to grow there. And it's the same for us, in our families and in the organisations that we work for. So just a little bit about the science of belonging. From a psychological perspective, belonging is a core human need. Maslow placed it right at the centre of his hierarchy. It came after safety, but it came before self-esteem. And neuroscience also supports this. When we feel we belong, the nervous system relaxes. It means we can truly be ourselves. But when we don't, the brain experiences social threat, the same neural pathways that are activated by physical pain. So when people withdraw, mask, or hesitate, it's not weakness, that's biology. And this is why confidence doesn't grow in hostile or misaligned environments, and why belonging is not a nice to have, either in leadership or in culture. It's the soil, because without it, nothing sustainable grows. Owen Eastwood wrote a book called Belonging, and it really resonated with me. I saw him present at the Barefoot Conference in September, and he talks about belonging as something that comes before performance, it comes before strategy, and it comes before targets, even motivation. Because people perform best when they know who they are, where they come from, and, most importantly, that they matter. And that mirrors exactly what I see in my own coaching and why my own framework flourish. And that's why I always start with the foundations. I don't start with tactics, don't start with strategy. So a little bit about me and my story, because belonging is so important to me, because for a long time, I didn't realise that parts of me were still missing. I was still searching for belonging. And it wasn't until I bought a DNA kit after my mum died about 15, 16 years ago, which I bought originally to understand her heritage. My mum was half Indian. And I thought maybe it will show me some family link. You never knew. I never knew. And that's when I got the results, everything shifted, because what I found was not my mum's heritage, but a whole new family. And you can find out more about that in my book, which I'm a co-author in, and it's launching in April. I've written a chapter in there all about this. What I found out through that test wasn't just information. It was huge connection, a whole branch of family that I didn't know existed. My auntie Yvonne, my cousin Nicole and Yvette. I got a sense of recognition that it wasn't logical, but I felt it and I can't explain it. And then when we arranged to meet, because we'd conversed and we found out that we were definitely related. I was standing at Euston Station waiting to meet Nicole for the very first time. And I remember thinking to myself, God, what happens if I don't belong here? What happens if I don't fit in? But what I did now, I would encourage everybody else to do, because I chose to be brave. And we talked about bravery in the first podcast. And I chose to be vulnerable, and I was met with a real sense of belonging. That sense of being seen and being held became even more vital for me in the years that followed, because I lost my brother and then I lost my dad in quick succession, actually, during COVID. And grief really strips everything back. But belonging, real belonging, it held me steady. Having that family there to be with me and to support me meant everything, because all of a sudden I'd become an orphan. And that experience shaped not just who I am, but it shaped the work that I do as well. And I talk about belonging at work and why Flourish and Step Up and Stand Out exists. And it's because when I look at leadership and I look at organizations now, I see this pattern everywhere. Brilliant people, brilliant women stepping up, but not feeling that they truly belong in the space that they've worked bloody hard to earn. They edit themselves. They soften their opinions. And I've been guilty of this. You wait for permission. And it's not because we lack the confidence. It's because belonging feels conditional. And that's exactly why I created Flourish and Step Up and Stand Out. Not to make people louder, not to make them perform or make them more confident, but to help them feel that they belong to themselves first, because the self-awareness is the first thing we do. And then to help them step into visibility from that place, because stepping up without belonging leads to burnout. Standing out without safety leads to isolation, and flourishing requires both. So this is where everything comes together for me. So Flourish is about creating the conditions where people can grow individually and collectively. And Step Up and Stand Out is about having the courage to be seen once those roots are in place. And belonging is the bridge between the two. And it's that allows someone to stop shrinking and start showing up, to stop performing and to start leading, and to stop asking, do I fit in here? And start saying, I belong. And that's why I say this. Belonging begins where bravery meets vulnerability. Bravery is the action, and vulnerability is the openness. Trust is the bridge. Belonging is the outcome. You may want to replay that. So here's your reflection for this month. I want you to think about, where do you feel you truly belong? Where are you still editing yourself? And what might change if you allowed yourself to belong before you step up? And a gentle invitation to choose one moment this month to bring a little more of you, of who you really are, into the room. Speak honestly for once. Say how you're truly feeling. Name what matters. And bloody stop apologising for your presence, because you are brilliant. And I want you to do that because sometimes the bravest thing we can do isn't standing out. It's believing we belong. So I want to thank you for spending this time with me today. If this episode resonated, please like it, follow the podcast to make sure you don't miss future episodes. Each month, we're exploring confidence, leadership, and what it truly feels like to flourish in a way that's practical, human, and very, very real. And I'd love for you to leave a review if this resonated. If you'd like to go deeper, I invite you to explore my Wheel of Self-Belief. There's a link below, and that will help you to understand where your confidence is already strong, but where you might need some nurturing. And if you're ready to grow alongside other women, you can also explore some of my other programs. And again, I've put the links below. So until next month, keep stepping up, keep standing out, but most importantly, let's keep flourishing.